So we have, this is the middle of the day, midday, and that's as high in the sky as the sun gets. I suppose we should be grateful that it is sunny and there's a lovely blue sky up there. So it is much nicer than a dark grey day. But I did hope to make this a wee video yesterday on the 21st, the solstice, to compare it with the one I made last year, but my battery went flat. So anyhow, just a few things to update how things are coming. Here we have Aranthus pinnatifida, and then we have different Aranthus here. Here we have Aranthus stellata growing there, all starting to grow. And that's quite early, they're quite advanced. I'm not usually aware of them at this time. It's usually into January before we see them. And this is the frame they were in. So now they've been lifted out of the frame into some cover where I can watch them and keep the slugs out. But it's the main other bulb houses that we'll go and just do an update from. So scanning them from the outside, you can see they get a wee bit of sunshine, but not a lot. And this is where we see a different story. While the Aranthus are early, everything here is very late. This is the fewest narcissus flowers we've had out for many a year. There are a few early ones coming. Narcissus, these are mostly seed rays, so they're mostly hybrids involving Cantabricus, Romoxii, the one's got Albidus. So there's various forms here. These are the ones still in pots. So we have lots of buds, but I mean there are plenty buds coming. You can see if we look in, there are plenty buds to come, but they just are a bit slow in pots. That's the odd crocus. I'm continually removing the flowers as soon as they go over. Even a flower like that, better to get that off. Get it off, you see, because that will undoubtedly start to rot, and then the rot goes down. In fact, this is a ornithogalum, and for some reason the tip of that leaf has become damaged, and you can see it's going to cause rot. Well, it's rotted from the bottom. So there's possibly too much moisture down below there, but the rest of them are good. They're firm, so we'll just remove that and get rid of that. Nice snowdrops pushing through. They're getting taller by the day. These were barely through the other day, and now they're up a centimetre. So here's a little one single flower open here in a pot full. But just come round this one, and the odd cyclamen left. Some snowdrops, the Regina algis. There's a late flowering Sternbergia lutea. More shoots coming. There's lots of shoots, lots of promise. Some nice Corydalus oppositifolia. But if we go through to past the small pots, plunge the small pots, where the story is much the same as through there, but up to this end, if we move in here, evidence I've been here earlier, the tripod's still set up here. Just move my tripod back out of the way so I can get in. The story here is very different. Quite a lot of narcissus out, which is interesting. And I have to think about this, why these are so advanced. I think it's obviously the conditions in the plunge are different to those in the pot, but this is where we can really enjoy the narcissus. Now there are no labels in here, so I've just put them in, so I just have to go with how they look. And most of these are the forms of Cantabricus monophilus, the Cantabricus, the other forms, early flowering forms of Cantabricus. We have the one Narcissus Romoxii, Mesatlanticus, which I believe is probably, in cultivation now, is probably a hybrid as well. So a lot of these are hybrids along the lines of the Narcissus Camoro as well. So there are little variations if you start looking at them carefully. You'll all see variations. they all start coming. Many of them, when they're coming out, have this cream colour, if I can get away from that leaf flapping in front of me. Creamy yellow, and then as they open, the colour will change, and some go to the pure white. Some are pure white with the pure white anthers and filaments. Everything's white. And if we just come over here, this is more of a ramoxii type. So if you can see in there, again I've got leaves getting in my way. See in the flower that the stigma and the style and the filaments are sort of yellowish, the same colour as the petals. Up here to this lovely, look at that beautiful, elegant, trumpet shaped corona. And just round here, this is this is a dreadful looking one. I have some seedlings that just kind of do this weird thing every year. There's something wrong with in their genetic makeup, so I really shouldn't be keeping such things, but there you go, a malformed narcissus. So much is going on here. There's lots more to come. Oh, this is a really neat one. Now looking at this is one of my seedlings raised from Chamorro, so I recognise that's good. When you get seedlings in the younger plants, you get this vigour. Look at all the buds, and that will come from there. And here's a littler one, nice little starry one. So there is lots of variation, and an awful lot more to come. There's lots and lots to come. Down here there's the Crocus levigatus sitting under. If we come all the way up here to the narcissus above it, it's about 4 times it's the height of the Crocus levigatus. Just round, so there's lots. The tropiolums creeping up the back here, tropiolum, tricolorum and azurium creeping up. There's a thermometer giving you the temperature, and this is the temperature. There's a probe in the sand, so there's the temperature just sitting just over 0. While if we come along to this thermometer, the air temperature is sitting at, it's in sunshine, this thermometer at the moment, so it's pushed up to 11 degrees centigrade. But the sand is just above 0, so 1 or 2 degrees. So that's the sand plunge, and that just brings us up to date. And if you compare that back to the video I put on last year on the 21st December, you'll see how things are much slower this year. But then we will get the flowers, we just have to wait a wee bit longer for them. But I do love the hoop petticoat narcissus in particular. Give us flowers throughout the winter and really keep your gardening year going with interest and decoration.